I've never seen a student in school in Malawi who didn't seem happy to be there. I mean, literally happy to be in school that day. But I don't see them on the days when they don't come to school, because coming to school is so much of a struggle for so many kids in Malawi. There are a lot of things that get in the way of that decision to go to school in Malawi on a daily basis. The other night, I mentioned the problems girls face in primary schools and high schools in Malawi when they have their menstrual periods and have to go to school and spend the day, the entire day, sitting on a dirt floor or a sometimes chilly cement floor all day in schools that have no desks. There's another thing that gets in the way of kids attending school all the time: soap. Every time I stay in a hotel, I grab extra bars of soap, of the hotel soap, and I add it to a giant soap collection that builds over many months. And when I go to Malawi, I quietly slip those bars of soap to individual students who I know need it. In some schools, most of the kids come from families who can't afford shoes or soap. And when they get a bar of soap, it is used not just for bathing, but for washing clothes. So without a bar of soap in the house, a kid's clothes can get very dirty very quickly, especially if they spend their days sitting on the dirt floor of their classrooms. That is 8th grader Thokozani Hamilton, who hopes to one day be Dr. Hamilton and is sitting at his desk there for the first time, a desk he got a few weeks ago. Girls are much more likely than boys to stay home from school because their clothes are too dirty. And so most of the soap I hand out in Malawi is to girls. The last time I returned from Malawi and unpacked, I found this in my camera bag. And it broke my heart because I forgot to give this bar of soap to a kid whose family could have used this for at least a week for everything: bathing, clothes washing. I bought this bar of soap in Malawi after I had run out of soap to hand out. None of the families living around the gas station where I bought this soap could afford this soap. It is hard to convey the level of needs in Malawi if you haven't been to a place where what we take for granted, like shoes or a bar of soap, is beyond the reach of millions of people, millions of children. If I could put this bar of soap in your hand, knowing that there are millions of kids in Malawi where this soap is sold who will never unwrap a bar of soap like this because their families cannot afford it, you'd be able to feel in your hand what moved me to create the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks, the partnership I created with MSNBC and UNICEF to provide desks to schools in Malawi and scholarships for girls to attend high school in Malawi, where public high school is not free and the girls' graduation rate is half the boys' graduation rate. Since we've been talking about the Kind Fund this week, your generosity has blossomed once again, and in our first 3 days of discussing Kind this week, you have contributed $943,190. You can contribute any amount toward a desk or a scholarship at lastworddesks.msnbc.com. A few weeks ago, we delivered desks to a school in Malawi where 6th grader Miriam Gweru, who would like to become a journalist, sat at a desk for the very first time.
Panthawi imene panalibe madeski timakumana ndi mavuto osiyanasiyana monga kudesa zovala likakhala pansi komanso likafuna kulemba timalemba zobweka zosaoneka ndiye tikuthokoza kwambiri potipasa madeski.